Hey GAWDA members, welcome to the July episode of GAWDA TV. We're well into the swing of regional meeting season as GAWDA's Seven Springs regional meeting took place in Seven Springs, Pennsylvania from June 23rd to the 24th. Make sure to check out the Q3 issue of Welding and Gases Today for a full photo gallery from the event. Registration is also open now for the final two regionals of 2026. The Northwest Regional will take place in Bellevue, Washington from July 24th to the 26th, while the Central Regional will take place at Notre Dame University in South Bend, Indiana from August 3rd to the 4th. Registration for both of those regionals can be found in the description below. Here to tell us more about those regionals and more exciting news from the association is GAWDA's Vice President of Operations and Administration, Natasha Alexis.
Thank you, Steve. Following the 2026 SMC in Oklahoma City, we asked members to share their feedback on the experience. First and foremost, I want to just say thank you to all the members who took a couple of minutes out of their busy days to complete the survey. Now, whether your feedback was positive, constructive, or somewhere in the middle, GAWDA leadership, future SMC planning committees, and us at GAWDA headquarters read it, discuss it, and are using it to plan future meetings and programs. Steve, let's start off with what worked well. Something that continues to stand out to me is that in an increasing digital world, our members continue to place tremendous value on relationships. GAWDA continues to be driven by relationships. You know, Steve, networking is the word that showed up multiple times as the biggest value of attending the SMC. Connecting, learning from one another is what members travel across the country for to attend GAWDA meetings. Next, return on investment continues to be strong. More than 80% of distributor and supplier attendees of the SMC rated that their company's return on investment was either good or excellent. Those are numbers we like to see. Next, the newcomers event received one of the highest ratings of programs and events we offered. New members and those attending conferences for the first time from established members felt that they were welcome and well acclimated to the conference, thanks to the Member Services Committee on driving that. Next, the contact booth program, the expanded offering, including trailer displays, which expanded the opportunity for members to see products and equipment in a hands-on environment. Several attendees commented on the value of having the additional space to engage with suppliers and explore solutions firsthand. Next, the main stage speakers, the keynotes addressed attendees on how to think differently about leadership, performance, technology, and the future of business. Jean Mark's presentation on AI and emerging technologies received particularly strong feedback, again, from both distributors and suppliers, reinforcing the growing interest in particular ways technology can improve business efficiency. Quick highlight on the programs and events. Next, let's dive into the education sessions, which again, several themes across both distributors and suppliers. The strongest theme was in talent. Multi-generational workforce session resonated with attendees, reinforcing that attracting, developing, retaining talent remains a priority across the industry. We also saw a strong interest in leadership and succession planning. The family business session also generating strong feedback, highlighting the importance of preparing the next generation of leaders and navigating those leadership transitionings that are happening in your businesses successfully. Technology, operation, excellence, also top of mind. The session on ERP readiness, business performance, and maintaining the competitive edge demonstrated that members are actively looking for practical solutions to bring back and apply to your businesses. Again, this peer-to-peer learning are high value to members. If any of you have success stories, lessons learned, challenges that you overcome, or an idea that you think will help any members in GAWDA, we'd love to hear from you. Please reach out to me personally via email or phone call, anyone on the GAWDA headquarters team, or anyone on our executive committee. Topics that members have indicated they want to hear at future meetings are industry trends and insights, business economic outlooks, technology and AI, leadership and workforce development. And we know that some of you are putting on your own sales training in larger companies and attending conferences across the industry. If you've heard a speaker or presentation that you think will be of interest to GAWDA membership, please share. Again, reach out to myself or anyone on the team. Now, Steve, another reason we ask for feedback, as you know, is because it helps us identify opportunities to improve. We review your comments. Several themes have already been discussed across headquarters team. The 2027 SMC committee had already met back in mid-June, and all of this feedback was shared with them and, of course, our leadership team. We're always looking for ways to continue to strengthen your experience at our events. We have had conversations around your hotel arrival experience, contact booth program logistics, education programming, and opportunities to help all members make meaningful connections. We're also continuing to explore ways for all of you to stay connected, not just at the national meetings or the regional meetings, but throughout the year. Now, while we can't implement every suggestion immediately, please know that every comment is reviewed, discussed, and considered as we plan future programs and experiences. Members continue to come to GAWDA for connection, learning, and community. I just want to, again, Steve, thank you for the opportunity to speak with members on GAWDA TV. Thank you for your feedback, membership, your engagement, your continued support of GAWDA. We look forward to seeing many of you at regional meetings, the few we have left for the remainder of the year, and for our annual convention in Boston in September. Thank you, Steve, again for the opportunity, and see all of you very soon.
Thank you so much, Natasha. Once again, registration for GAWDA's remaining regional meetings can be found in the description below. We've got a great show for you today, so stick around right after a word from today's presenting sponsor, Weldcoa. During the 2026 GAWDA SMC in Oklahoma City, it was announced that Doug Morton had transitioned off the GAWDA board of directors following his retirement from Elite Cryogenics. Marie Ratermann Williams was nominated to fill that spot on the board, and we had the opportunity to speak with Marie during the Contact Booth program at the event. We are here in the Ratermann manufacturing booth. I've got Marie Ratermann Williams. She's the Vice President of Sales at Ratermann, also newly minted GAWDA board member. That was announced this morning. So Marie, tell me about coming on the board.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This has kind of been a dream, a little fever dream of mine, so it feels amazing to be a part of this. But I think what's been amazing is working my way up in the different committees. I got started on the membership committee, the Women in Gas and Welding, the Young Professionals Committee, became a co-chair of the Young Professionals Committee, and now to sit on the board has been fantastic. The experience of volunteering at GAWDA means that you get to sit in the room and hear all these different perspectives and get to see how people work and how they think, and I just think that's invaluable, and that is what GAWDA allows you to do, being that it's all ran by people that are volunteering. So it's been phenomenal, and I honestly, it's a pinch me moment, so super excited.
Absolutely. Well, that is the way it's supposed to work. The more you're involved, the more you get out of being a GAWDA member, and I know you know that better than anybody. One of your hats that you didn't even mention is co-chair of the Southwest Regional. So that, I think, for 2 years, just had your event in February. Can you tell me about that experience?
Yes, absolutely. Justin reached out to me and asked me to join with Quinn Kennedy of Red Ball, and that has been such a fun experience. We took over the Southwest Regional, and GAWDA said, hey, we want this to be a fresh start for this region. We want you to absorb California. So we just hosted the first California Regional in, I think, like 10 years in Sonoma, California. And we were like, well, it's new. Let's try everything new possible. So we did start times at 10 a.m., which allowed for morning breakfast connections and also for people to catch up on their work. And then we also involved like a million different activities to choose from throughout the day, which allowed for like smaller networking opportunities. We did an intro to golf clinic the first year. You know, it's really fun to see that people came back and then they're golfing the second year. So that's fun because there's so much golf in our industry, and it's like intimidating to get involved. We did a comedy night, which was really fun. So those are a few of the highlights that in the survey people loved. And this year we're bringing it back because we're trying to, hop coast to then back to the Southwest. So we're bringing it back to Texas and going to be exploring a bunch of different fun places to bring families and spouses and all the above. So really excited about the Southwest this year, and look for maybe like Austin, Texas, San Antonio, those areas where we're going to be.
Well, that's what we call in the biz a teaser, so stay tuned for that. More information to come about that. Marie, you've been involved your whole life. I mean, coming to GAWDA events, now on the board, you've been on the planning committees. What are you looking to get and give back to the industry through all of this volunteer time?
Oh man, that is a really good question. Well, George, my dad started this company out of our garage at our house, and it was myself and my siblings assembling the products that then he would ship out the door. And he always said, be ready for opportunities and be open to perspective. Like, get yourself in rooms where you can just get as many perspectives as possible and learn from those perspectives. So that's what GAWDA has given to me, and I really enjoy being able to give that opportunity back through helping to plan events or feed other people's ideas. So that's what I hope that I can bring to the table. And if any new members or existing members want to get more involved, I'm here to absolutely open the door to any of that. So yeah.
Well, it's a true GAWDA success story, Marie. We look forward to working with you going forward, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right,
Wait, can I also say something about GAWDA and GAWDA Media?
Yeah,
okay. I just want to say that the GAWDA staff in GAWDA Media is phenomenal, and you don't find this in any other industry, I really don't think, where you can, it's not just for GAWDA staff that will be there to support you and get you more involved in GAWDA, but also GAWDA Media. So thank you all for everything you do, and we're excited for all the stuff you guys have been rolling out for us.
Thank you. Really appreciate it, Marie. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, Marie, and congratulations on being named to the GAWDA board. We can't wait to continue to work with you going forward. The gas and welding industry thrives when its people do. That's the belief behind the GAWDA Women of Gases and Welding Educational Grant, a program dedicated to advancing the careers of women who are shaping the future of this industry. Each year, 4 recipients are selected to attend the University of Innovative Distribution Conference in Indianapolis, an immersive experience designed to sharpen leadership skills, spark new ideas, and build the kind of connections that last a career. The grant covers the full $1,395 registration fee, plus up to $1,500 for travels and meals, so the only thing that you need to bring is your ambition. To apply, you must be employed by a GAWDA member company. Along with your application, you'll submit a letter of reference from your direct supervisor and a short essay describing how this experience will help you grow, professionally and personally. Past applicants and previous winners are warmly encouraged to apply again. Applications are open June 1st through August 1st, 2026. This is your moment, so apply today. Here to tell us more about this amazing opportunity are Liz McMurphy from the WGW Committee and 3 of the grant recipients from last year, Brittany Fichter, Shelby Salazar, and Candace Reed.
Thanks, Steve. I'm joined by Shelby Salazar, Brittany Fichter, and Candace Reed. They are the most recent awardees for the UID grant presented by the Women of Gases and Welding Committee, and they are going to talk about their experience at UID this past March. What can you tell me about your experience at UID? What were the highlights? What were some of your favorite sessions that you attended? Brittany, why don't you go ahead and start?
They were all great. So to just say a particular favorite one, but my role is marketing and sales. So I took a lot of classes around that, and those I were able to take something away from the class. I've been able to apply it at work. So those were a lot of my favorite ones, but also just hearing the different perspective and ideas, and all the keynote speakers were amazing. I can't pick one. I'm sorry.
No. Shelby, how about you? What was a highlight?
The UID was a really great experience for me. It gave me a chance to step away from my normal routine. I learned new skills and connected with a lot of different background, different people. My favorite session was the ones about leadership, communication, because they felt practical and a great way to implement into my everyday life. I really enjoyed learning about the emotional intelligence and how important it was to meet people where they were. If I had to choose one person, it would probably be Gail. The Eat the Frog concept was probably the one that really stuck with me.
Nice. And Candace, how about you?
I had a couple. Our keynote speaker, Steve McClatchy, he was very, very fabulous, talking about AI and how to integrate it into our everyday lives, which I have tried to do instead of being scared or worried about where AI is going. One of my other favorites was Jim Pancero in sales. I get his stuff every week. I get a newsletter from him every week. So I've been able to integrate that into my sales goals and those of my team.
On that a little bit, can you tell me a little bit more how you've applied your experience at UID to your everyday life and your everyday work?
Being proactive and talking to our customers before and finding their needs before they even know what their needs are were things that I probably wasn't applying enough of. And after meeting and doing the session with Jim, I was able to think about those and strategize when I go into a customer on what any of their possible needs may be. So that's helped a lot. Also, doing formal letters to customers now, it's nothing to just run it through Chat GPT or one of the other AI things that we have available to us, and make sure that everything's properly worded.
Awesome. Brittany, how have you applied some of your take-homes?
Overall, there was a lot of AI marketing tools, for example, video content creation for AI, which I've been playing with, and it's been absolutely amazing. But there was also the basic professional, like, remember, hey, I need to slow down and maybe be a little more social, not like, hey, why isn't this done? Let's go. So just the way you act professionally within the organization, it's made me just kind of slow down, rethink about my approach to different people. And then marketing and AI tools were a huge takeaway being head of marketing this time.
Awesome. And Shelby, same question.
I definitely started being more intentional with how I start my day. Since coming back, I've been focusing more on getting the important tasks done, eat the frog early instead of pushing it off. I also been more mindful about how I communicate with others, especially during difficult conversations. The friends framework that Ted talked about has helped me slow down, made me look at the other person's perspective on the conversation and approach it with a little bit of more understanding of the person. Even outside of work, I even found myself using it a lot with my friends and families.
Nice. So what can you all tell me about your experience applying for the WGW grant? Shelby, I'm going to ask you to go first.
Well, applying with WGW grant was actually pretty straightforward. I was encouraged to apply by my boss, Amber, and I'm really glad that I did. And it actually gave me the great opportunity of attending UID. My biggest advice for applying to future applicants is to be yourself and be honest and why you want the grant. Talking about your goals, what you hope to learn, and how you will use the experience afterwards. So in a way, don't overthink it and be more genuine. And the opportunity is definitely worth applying for.
Excellent. Candace, what about you? How was your experience?
Applying was simple. I will reiterate some of what Shelby said. When writing the essay, I think the best thing is to, of course, be 100% honest, vulnerable in the reasons why you're doing this. And just let it go. Just let everything be honest and open and, look forward to it. It was something that was completely out of my wheelhouse. I was not sure that I could even complete a 500-word essay on myself, but it happened, and it was just such an easy process. And then these 4 days could possibly change your life. There's so many things that I've brought home and have utilized. I've made great friends, and so it's a fantastic opportunity for anybody that is willing to apply.
Brittany, do you have anything else to add?
I mean, I would second basically what they're saying. It's also a wonderful part of the application process. You do need a letter from your employer supporting you. So that was also really nice, being able to go to them saying, hey, I'm interested in this. Would you mind? And super supportive. And it's just a great thing to do. I would absolutely do it a million times over.
Awesome. And speaking of that, I wanted to reiterate to you three, past winners are still encouraged to reapply. Just because you've won once doesn't preclude you from winning again. So I'll encourage all three of you to continue applying if you'd like to continue attending the UID. All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming. And thank you to everybody at GAWDA for your support of the Women of Gases and Welding Education Grant.
Thank you so much for joining us today, ladies. Congratulations on winning last year's grant, and best of luck on winning again in 2026. For more information about this program or to apply, click the link in the description below. GAWDA Media is the go-to resource for news and information about the gases and welding industry. Through our wide variety of publication platforms, GAWDA Media keeps our members up to date on all of the most breaking news, emerging trends, and member events in the industry. Want to get your company's message seen? We have a quarterly print publication, a twice-monthly newsletter, an online buyer's guide, and a twice-monthly news show. If it's happening at Gases and Welding, it's happening on GAWDA Media. Want to learn more? Contact your GAWDA Media representative today. Today's sponsored supplier interview comes from B&R Compliance Associates. B&R gives you access to a wealth of knowledge and the expertise that you need at a fraction of the cost. They are ready to work with GAWDA distributors, tackle the common challenges that they face, and make an immediate impact in the area of compliance and education. Make sure to visit brcompliance.com for more information about how B&R can help your company today.
Yeah, so before we had the BNR program, everything was in a filing cabinet. We had to have it separated by driver, just a pile of papers in there that half of them were expired, half wasn't up to date. You didn't have a good record keeping of when they were coming due. So we, with this new program, it's all right there, separated out by tabs. You can select what you need. And then it gives you alerts, a month ahead of time, what's going to expire and where you need to update, and then upload the new correct license or medical card.
So BNR had sent over one of their expert consultants to audit some of our locations and really just show me what we need to have in place, what's expected, what needs to be prepared, because I would say that we were doing things the right way, but the information, the documents were not centralized. Everything was kind of scattered, and we really benefited from their system with being able to upload training into one place, documentation into the DQ system, and just making it easy to access and less stressful when you're in the moment and trying to look through a bunch of papers. You don't need to do that anymore. It's right in one place, and it's super simple to use.
So we had kind of an older mentality of handling compliance. We did things a certain way for a very long time. And when they came in, they did a full audit, explained some of our deficiencies, and made suggestions, and they gave us a whole program put together so we can be as compliant as we possibly can. It was very shocking to find out that we weren't doing some of the things that we should have been doing all along. And I feel much more comfortable now that we're in a much better situation today than we were a year, 2 years ago.
We've went full board into using their BNR learning platform, but employees are loving it. It was always hard to find a training system that was dedicated to our industry. We used other platforms, LMS courses, where they gave you like the professionalism support that you would need to be a good leader in your position, but nothing really about gases and how to do your job safely. So that was important, especially having a changing workforce where some of the experts are leaving and taking all that knowledge with them. We need a formalized system to make sure that our employees are being trained the right way.
Before, we just kind of had a random, every once in a while we had an incident occur that we would send out a training video like, hey, we need to make sure everybody understands how this works. And did they take it? We never really knew for sure. Did they just sign a piece of paper? The new program now, we can send it out. We know when we send it to an employee, they take it, and it has a timestamp when it's completed, and we get alerts. If they haven't, we have reports we can run to make sure, like, so this month, everybody completed, or we're 90% complete for the entire company, and we can track that down and who has and hasn't done it.
Well, I worked at Ecobald since April of 2021. And ironically enough, my first day of work was the first day of a desk audit. So my very first day, I walk into one of the BNR consultants here working with the owner, trying to pull together an audit. So it was pretty hectic, but it was good because, they were here on site helping, get all the paperwork together, making sure that we had everything. And it was, Steve was the consultant at the time. He helped tremendously. He, got all the documents together. He put it all together in the format that the FDA wants, cataloging all the documents onto memory sticks and things like that. And after, I think it took about 3 days, that was a very good first impression of the group. At the time, it seemed like the sky is falling, everything is terrible. We're going to get shut down, blah, blah, blah. People are afraid of the FDA. But by September, so the audit was the last week of May. So essentially from June to September, we did so much stuff with BNR, knocking out all of the corrective actions and sending them, monthly reports to the FDA, tell them everything that we were doing. By the middle of September, we got a letter from the FDA saying the audit is closed. I think it was a combination of their help, of them knowing the FDA so well from, all their prior experience, and just feeding the FDA everything they needed to wanted to hear, things that we had done. And we had done so much.
BNR came out, did an assessment on us, and then showed us where our areas of focus when we hired a new employee. Where do we need to focus at? Where do we need to get better? And it was a huge help. And then we have our own acetylene plant, and they did an assessment out there as well as, where we could get better, what improvements we need to be up to code and everything. So
it's a must. Just do it. It is so worth it, especially the DQF system that they have in place. It keeps everything in one place. It notifies the drivers. They get a message. They can upload things on their own. If it's a new hire that you're dealing with, it runs the MVRs for you. It does the whole checklist of everything you need. So the guesswork is out of it. It's a one-stop shop for everything you need to be DOT compliant. And with the training, like I said, there's not a lot of industry-specific trainings out there, none that I know of aside from looking up a YouTube video. So the training is just something that, again, takes the guesswork out of it, makes sure that the new people coming into the industry are properly trained to do things safely and in compliance.
Most valuable part to me for this is that they are the experts. We hire them. We don't have to. There's a lot of stuff that has to be done in our industry as it is in our company, just to keep trying to stay ahead of our competitors. So the least stuff we have to do that takes away from achieving that, to me, is better. So again, like I said, we sell industrial gases and welding supplies. We're not compliance experts. We're not safety experts. We look to other people for that, and BNR has been fantastic in that.
Today's member news segment is brought to you by Anthony Carts. Check out the new CB6-6C 2WL HT cylinder cradle with full 360-degree mobility and heavy-duty handling today. This cradle is a rugged and highly maneuverable solution for transporting and storing industrial gas cylinders with ease. Whether you're operating in a fabrication shop, gas distribution center, or field service operation, the CB6-6C 2WL HT offers unmatched versatility and strength. Learn more or request a quote at Anthony's website, www.anthonycarts.com. We begin today's member news segment with some sad news. GAWDA extends its condolences to the friends and family of Frederick Kinkin, who passed away at the age of 70. Fred was the former Vice President of Distribution and Logistics at BOC Gases Americas and served as the Vice President of the Linde Group prior to his retirement. He will be missed by all who knew him. In happier news, Earlbeck Gases and Technologies was recognized by Baltimore Business Journal as one of its 2026 Family Business Award winners. Central Welding Supply announced that it acquired Torch and Regulator Repair as of May 15th. The IWDC named Lindsay Rosenberry as its new director of its Purity Plus specialty gas program. Worthington Enterprises was named one of the world's most productive companies according to LNS Research. Innovair Group was named the Family Enterprise of the Year by Family Enterprise Canada. Messer Americas named Rick Butel as its new Senior Vice President of Bulk Sales. Time Magazine named Plug Power as one of its top green tech companies for 2026. Premier Cryogenic Services appointed Pete Gallagher as its new Director of Sales. General Air was named the number 8 best mid-sized workplace in Colorado by the Denver Post. And finally, Siltech launched its brand new e-commerce website, Siltech Parts. To learn more about any of these member news items, or to submit member news of your own, read the complete July 1st issue of the GAWDA Connection in your email inbox today, or by clicking the link in the description below. And that's our show for this month. Once again, registration is open now for the last 2 regional meetings of 2026 and can be found in the description below. Before we go, we'd also like to wish everybody a safe and healthy Independence Day spent with friends and family. We can't express how much we appreciate your continued membership and support of GAWDA. Stay tuned to GAWDA TV and the GAWDA Connection throughout the summer as we announce more about this year's GAWDA Annual Convention, where we'll celebrate America's 250th birthday right in the cradle of liberty in Boston. Until next time, for all of us here at GAWDA TV, this is Steve Guillermo signing off.